Morning, good morning. This is Thursday, 9 a.m. and this is People Power with Priscilla and Wes.
Good
So,
morning.
good morning, Wes. How you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on this morning?
It's a beautiful day outside.
The sun
Um,
is
the
shining.
sun is shining. I mean, it's a little cold, but it is shining. Um, we definitely got a good week coming up next week with the Marcus Anthony Hall Educational Institute graduation on the
Yes,
Saturday
yes.
at Roxbury Community College, RCC Building 3 from 1 to 3,
1, 2, 3.
1 to 3 p.m.
So this will be our fifth cohort graduating, and I'm really excited. I don't know how excited Wes is,
I'm really
but
excited too, man. I'm really excited. There's definitely a lot of stuff happening behind closed doors that seem really exciting. So I hope you guys can make it because it's gonna be really cool.
yes. So we have a guest coming in. She should be in any minute. Um, Someone keeps calling me. So let's um let's talk about what's going on in the news, what's going on in the community, what's going on in the politics world.
Well, lately in Mattapan, it seems as it's getting hotter outside in our neighborhoods, the crime rate is peaking higher. I've been seeing a lot of shootings lately, stabbings, fights breaking out, a lot of um, drunk driving and other negative situations. It seems as if it's spiraling out of control as the weather's catching up. And recently, just yesterday, I was at a meeting in Roxbury with Sister Priscilla, and I heard someone in the crowd from Mayor Wu's office saying that they're coming this summer to arrest anybody who's doing illicit substances outside. So if you or friends or family are doing any substances outside this summer, it seems as if they are very eager to be coming around our neighborhoods and arresting our brothers and sisters. They're not looking for they're not looking to help our people first. They're looking to arrest, document, ruin records of our brothers and sisters, and then potentially helping you achieve some type of mental health recovery afterwards. Their plans, it seems as if they're trying to do some type of mental health recovery while you're in prison or jail, instead of trying to give these people access to a mental health recovery center like Torchlight or something in the community, or possibly even being in a hospital setting, or possibly even being at a treatment center like a rehab center for those who are
Why don't
having
they
trouble.
make Why don't they make some of them schools they closing rehab centers?
They could make those schools into rehab centers. I've heard that the city's budget is in the billions right now, but yet it seems as if the city looks the same, but the budget is going up. I don't really understand, but I do see that there's a lot of more affordable housings being built. And I did notice that instead of them putting up a new hospital where Kearney is located, there is no hospital there. I mean, some people are slowly finding comfort with the idea of no hospital because they have to live in reality. If there's nothing there, then they have to survive. They know what the hustle is outside, so they have to figure out another alternative. When that alternative was a great alternative for people who just wanted something quick, but now we can't do nothing quick. If a brother or sister gets shot this summer in Mattapan Square, it's gonna be a long drive going up to BMC, because you already know, with just like all that traffic, and it's not looking good for Black Boston this summer with all the crime that I've just been seeing lately in April leading up into May. So hopefully, we can have a control on that with some of these violent prevention programs and other related programs and associations that are looking into those issues.
Um, you're talking about the Nubian Square Task Force
Yes,
meeting that we attend.
I was mentioning how in the Nubian Square Task Force meeting in Roxbury that we attended yesterday, how there was somebody from working alongside the police and Mayor's Wu's office, um, who said they're coming to arrest us this summer eagerly and excitedly. And this seems as if they're trying to put on records for those who are struggling with substances. Instead of trying to find recovery and other forms of it, they're trying to put you in jail and prison and give you a record instead of trying to help you. While other states have already legalized and decriminalized harder illicit drugs, Massachusetts has not legalized or decriminalized a lot of these illicit drugs. And we're considering these people as criminals when they actually just need help. So they shouldn't be put in prisons or jails. They actually just be put in rehab centers or be given help outside in the community, like Torchlight with Brother Jeff.
Thank you.
How you doing, sister?
How you
Good
doing?
morning.
Doing well.
How are you?
I'm good today.
It's good to see you. I'm so glad you could make it on.
Yes, I'm glad too.
Yes, we finally connected, right?
Yes.
Well, we connect every week, though, right?
Right.
Right.
On
So,
our outreach walk.
yes, our outreach walk. Yes, I like to walk. I think maybe we should probably do it more often.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
the one a day, once a week is good, but I think if we're out there more, that would help. So I'm gonna mess up your names. Yeah. So introduce yourself. Tell us your organization you were with and a little bit about you.
Yeah. So my name is Amaria Ritchie. I am a program manager at Multicultural AIDS Coalition. That's how I have a connection with Priscilla. But I also just am a community member, organizer of various things, especially within reproductive health, because I'm also a community birth doula, and I'm also an artist. I model and I'm R&B singer.
Yeah, she's Miss Thing can sing. Yes, yes.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, many gifts and many talents. So I thank you for taking the time out to come up here and talk to us about what you do in the community, because I can't remember how long I've been part of the task force. I know it's been over a year. It might be going on close to 2 years.
Yeah, I
that
think so with myself too.
Yeah. And so we have like a little family there, you know. We meet, every Tuesday we go and do the walk around Nubian Square, and then on every other Wednesday we meet in person at the Bruce Boland building for the Nubian Square Task Force. And I notice it seems like the task force, we have different people come, you know, like every time we come there's different people, but we don't see a lot of them coming to the walk, you know. And so
right. That on the ground work.
Yes, boots on the ground, right?
Right.
So tell us about the Multicultural AIDS Coalition and how long you've been doing it. And
So I've been at Multicultural AIDS Coalition for a couple of years, I guess around the same time that I've been also active with the Nubian Square Task Force. And at Multicultural AIDS Coalition, it's basically started, maybe about upwards of 30 years ago. But in the way that it is now as a coalition, is made up of smaller programs that at a certain point, reaching back all the way really more so to like kind of the middle of the original kind of HIV epidemic, when there's a lot of small organizations in the city, like within the 80s and 90s, that kind of came up to address just gaps in care, especially for Black and brown people, Black and brown LGBTQ folks too, who were being affected by HIV or AIDS. which is a progression of the virus. So, Multicultural AIDS Coalition, like I said, is made up of multiple small organizations that kind of got together to kind of hold each other together to have more longevity. It's made up of Women Connecting Affecting Change, which originally at another point was Women of Color AIDS Council, based in Dorchester, Kasaidi, which focused on basically giving support to people that were of Hispanic, Latino descent, also living with HIV, made up of Connected Boston, which has focused always on mostly Black gay men, but it's mostly expanded to every kind of person and identity within the LGBTQ community, and Africans for Improved Access, or AFIA, which focuses on African immigrants and refugees that also kind of need access to care related to HIV, whether living with HIV or at risk. And that's basically kind of the focus of Multicultural AIDS Coalition, supporting people that are living with HIV or AIDS, or supporting those in our community who are kind of most vulnerable and most at risk for HIV or other STIs. And we provide kind of education and workshops and do community events around just knowing one's status, staying safe. There's a lot of different risk for, contracting HIV or other similar viruses or STIs. So we kind of give that education to community around ways of prevention and what people can do, maybe even living with HIV as well, or other kind of chronic viruses like Hep C. Just that in a nutshell.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And where you located?
So now, like I said, mostly Multicultural AIDS has been always based within Roxbury and Dorchester. Now we are just based in Roxbury with 2 locations. Our main office being at 9 Palmer Street and 7 Palmer Street is where our admin office is. And then we have 56 Warren Street. And on both of those locations are in Nubian Square.
Okay. And don't you have an event coming up?
We do, actually. So we have 2 main events kind of popping up, a lot of things happening. So we have next week, actually, which is very soon, next Thursday, May 1st, we have a agency-wide open house. And that'll be really good because a lot of things have changed with the services we offer at that Palmer Street location. So that'll be great just to have people, providers, community members kind of relearn and reintroduce themselves to all our services. So that's May 1st, 4 to 7. And then May 24th, WCAC, the women's program that we are having a wellness event in front of the Roxbury Branch Library. That'll be Saturday, May 24th, 12 to 4. And that'll be like a whole wellness kind of resource fair with similar organizations, one's focusing especially on women who are in recovery, maybe actively having substance misuse problems, or, who have, come to our workshops who are kind of needing services, who may, have had history of homelessness or maybe returning citizens and other things like that. So there'll be a lot of different clinics. We'll have kind of like a whole interactive kind of art thing going on where everyone kind of participate in a banner, and then we'll have like a photo booth and video booth there, really focusing on kind of mothers and daughters, women in community, talking about just kind of little quick videos about how they talked about reproductive health in their lives. So it'll be music, food, all the usual things.
Yeah. That sounds like a good time.
Yes,
Yeah.
It will be. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your singing career. Because
Oh,
I was so surprised when I saw you, because I know you from walking the walk in that Nubian Square. And girl, you got some pipes on you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I always been singing, honestly, since I was younger. I grew up in a church, grew up mostly at Bethel Baptist Church.
Okay.
Like based in Roxbury.
On St. James Street?
Yep, on St. James Street.
With Reverend Murray?
With Reverend Murray. And always was singing in a church, singing at different when a
Events,
praise team,
weddings, and
and the choir, just for different events and things like that. And then had a time like a little bit where my childhood best friend and we would sing. And, we were trying to like be managed and sing around the city. And then I kind of had a little break in time where I moved to Kentucky and was in undergrad in Kentucky at Center College, and then came back to really live back in Boston.
Kentucky.
So I got the Posse Scholarship. I don't know if people know. Yes, I was
Tell them
a
about
Posse
the Posse.
scholar.
Tell them
Yeah, I
what
know,
that
because
is.
people, I don't know,
Yeah.
people should know about the Posse Scholarship. The Posse Scholarship is basically for people who are from Boston. You can kind of think of a Mecca for college in a way. So,
That's
but
a good
basically,
description.
right. It's kind of like you get chosen for like a cohort to go to
College
mostly
together.
liberal arts private colleges. And it's always kind of, there's multiple cities around the country. It's a national scholarship program, but it's based in different cities around the country. One city being Boston. For over 20 years now, actually.
Wow.
And the Posse Scholarship has been a thing since the 80s, I believe. And the whole idea
That's a
is
good
to,
scholarship. Hold on.
the whole idea is to have a posse, like a group
Right,
that's
right.
from where you're from,
Yeah.
to go to college with and kind of hold each other down.
Yes. I know. When I worked at the city of Boston in the Treasury Department, one of my staff persons had twins, a girl and a boy, and the boy was in a posse, and that's how I knew about it. Yeah. I think he went to New York, somewhere in New York. I think maybe.
Yeah.
But that's another way of getting into college. That would be something like all your friends, y'all just get together and apply for this grant and see who gets it. That's a good a
We
way.
know college is expensive, so it's always good to have anything that's full tuition, full scholarship. So
definitely. So there was something else you said you did. You said,
I'm a birth doula. Yeah. So that's why I feel like I always have been in work in general for, that's just related to reproductive health in general. That's how I even got to program management in a place like Multicultural AIDS Coalition. But for those who may not know, a birth doula basically is someone to assist a parent in giving birth kind of through that prenatal process, during labor and delivery and postpartum for a time. There's also postpartum doulas that are with people for maybe that first year or more after. But in general, doulas will give some postpartum care as well. And we just are there with comfort, support, emotional, and to really kind of help the person who's birthing prepare their bodies physically, mentally, just being there as that extra advocate. I got into it because of high Black maternal and mortality rates. I wanted to be the advocate for people because there's so much of a difference when you have someone just advocating for the type of birth that you want, decisions on pain medicine to what position you want to push the baby in. So it's very important. And it's been a ride with that too. I think I've been a doula now since end of 2019, beginning of 2020.
Okay. Oh, you started just as COVID came in, huh?
Yeah, which is really interesting because it's a very close contact, obviously, type of thing, which is very interesting during the beginning of COVID, especially.
Yes. So, where do you live in Boston?
Oh, not anymore. I actually just moved to Chelsea. But yes, I'm from Dorchester.
Oh, okay.
I lived all around Dorchester, Broughton. I've never lived in the North Shore actually until this year, so that's something different.
Yeah.
What's different about all them places?
I guess the different types of people. So in the Boston area, we're very rich with different kind of immigrant groups, different types of Black people in general. Whether you're from somewhere in the Caribbean, you're Afro Latino. Yeah, Cape Verdean, Haitian. So I love the mix. And that's kind of, you get different variations of that in all those places. Chelsea, though, is a lot of Salvadorian, Mexican, which is very different and great for me too. So,
So
yeah.
tell us, how many births have you been a part of?
I think it's around 30 now. So funny you asking me that. Someone did just ask me that. And might actually have a client giving birth next week. Or, well, no, she definitely will. Yeah.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah, that's different. That's a very different. What type of skills do you have to have, and what type of training do you have to do that?
So you usually do, things are changing now, especially with recently in Massachusetts. We have it so that certified professional midwives are midwives that didn't go to maybe like a grad school program and are registered nurses, but have been taught in some of the type of apprenticeship. So those type of midwives and doulas can now build through Mass Health. So things are kind of changing with the certification process and all these things of being a doula. But generally, you have to do a training of a certain amount of hours. Usually, trainings will kind of be more officialized through what they call DONA. It's basically I might mess up the acronym. Basically, doulas of North America. That actually might be what it is. So you have to do that kind of training and have a hands-on amount of training as well, of course. That's kind of the best way. So it's a combination of learning, childbirth education, stages of labor, and knowing a little bit of anatomy too. I had a background of, I was going to go to nursing school. I prepared all the way, did prerequisites, pre-nursing while I was in undergrad. So I had some of that background too. But yeah, you just kind of generally have that mix of written and kind of training and hands-on. You got to do births.
Are there a lot of black doulas in Boston? And
I feel like it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
The number has definitely grown. I will say that. At this point, I feel like a lot of people are asking me all the time about trainings and just wanting to kind of be a part of making an intervention in the lives of black birthing people. Because again, we're affected most by these mortality rates.
Exactly. It's just so interesting how we as black people, we have so many things, we have so many skill sets, and we're about our people, the love, the land, but it seems like we continue to get smashed to the bottom. But you know what? It's time for us to rise.
Right.
It really is.
Especially now.
Yes. It's, like my friend Hanny Lou Hamer always says, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and enough is enough.
Right.
And so I just feel like this is a good time, because I'm getting ready to switch to start talking about politics in a minute. I think this is a good time for us as black people to really come together and think about some things that we can do in this city at this time. I am very excited about the Malcolm X reading on May 17th and May 18th. I am so excited about this, because first of all, I'm going to be one of the readers. Wes is going to be one of the readers. And there are a lot of other people who are going to be reading. And I just think it's exciting, because it's like a weekend of celebrating Malcolm X, on I believe Friday. I don't really know if Jamal Crawford's listening. I hope he could call in and let me know. I believe it's Friday they're gonna raise the flag. He always Jamal Crawford always raises the flag, and so I don't know if he's gonna do a Friday or Saturday. But I know Saturday is the breakfast, the Malcolm X breakfast that Siddiqui and the Black Center for Information always gives on his birthday weekend. And then the reading starts at 12 noon on that Saturday, so that it doesn't interfere with the breakfast. So, and then that goes from noon to 8. After that, that's at the Bruce Bowling Building. And after that, at 8, they're going to have everybody gathers to have dinner. And then the Sunday, the 18th, then they start at 9 a.m. and they go all the way to 8. So they're looking for 200 readers.
Is it still open to read?
I believe so. I mean, they were here last week, right, Rose? Yeah, they were here last week.
I actually had to, because I wanted to come.
They had 115 then. So hopefully, and they've been on other shows and stuff talking about it. So yeah, it's the
18th, 19th, right?
Yep, I have a flyer in my bag. I will give
Or
you.
the 17th, 18th.
17th,
Yeah,
18th,
yeah.
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
Saturday,
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'll give you the card. No, you just go on the
Yeah.
web. I think it's Malcolm X Readathon
Mhm.
dot bar something. But I have the
I
card.
might
with
still have
that.
a card too. I know I have a cousin
might
who's
be
gonna
one in his
read too.
office.
Yeah. But I think that's very nice. I think that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Celebrating his 100th birthday. And the fact that we're still here in the struggle. We're still in the struggle. And so I'm just.
It wasn't that long ago. His house is just down the street.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right on Dale Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that. It would be nice if they made a really nice museum, or
I know. Is it open to the public?
I don't know. I've never even been there. I need to find out.
I know. I always walk by. I have
Yeah.
walked by for years, but I'm like, I never went
It's,
inside.
I heard some school
have
might
something.
be buying it.
Oh really?
I heard some school might be turning it into a dorms or something like that.
Oh
And
no.
I hope that's not true.
Yeah, no.
I hope not a
not.
Northeastern.
I hope
Come on,
that's not
stop
true.
playing. That's another
It
thing.
should be a museum.
Yeah, that's another thing with these colleges buying up all this property and stuff. I get so aggravated when I think there's a program. It's called Pilot, Payment in Lieu of Taxes, and colleges are supposed to give a certain amount of money back to the community. Now,
Yes,
because they
I
are
have
a
learned of this.
nonprofit, they tend to think that they don't have to do it. When Menino was mayor, God rest his soul, he gave them an option, a voluntary option, like, oh well, this isn't going to really be a law. You all can do this if you want, And so they didn't want, right?
Right.
And so I know that there are people working on this. It's the pilot, and it's called Payment in Lieu of Taxes. And we need to continue to talk about this because these colleges have so much money. It's ridiculous. You look at what Harvard's doing to Austin Brighton. Look at what Northeastern's doing to Roxbury and
Right.
Mission Hill. And they have the money. They can make it up in so many different ways. They can give more scholarships. They can send their students into our Boston public schools and assist our students with things. They could give much better equipment, up to date, stuff. So it's a lot that they can give, and they need to do it. So, and we need a mayor and a governor that's gonna make them do it.
Right.
And so, since I mentioned the governor, that makes me think of Blue Hub Capital, which is National Coalition Against Predatory Lending. Blue Hub Capital is a predatory lender. I don't want to get really into detail. Maybe someone will call. But what they are doing is that they are acting like they're friends, acting like they're trying to help you. They buy your house if your house is in foreclosure. They buy your house, then they sell it back to you at a higher interest rate. Say you can and tell you, oh, you can refinance in a year. When you go back to refinance, you find that you have a second mortgage. And they're like, well, no, I don't have a second mortgage. Yes, you do. It's right here. So you done signed something. You didn't understand. You didn't have a lawyer with you.
Right.
And now when you get ready to sell or refinance your house, they want 50, 60, 70% of your equity. Now, if that ain't highway robbery, if that's not predatory lending, I don't know what is. And our governor, Maura Healey, had the nerve to sign the economic bill saying that was okay, when she could have took that out. But Elise Cherry, who is her, I don't know what you call it, she's been working with her since Maura's been in office. She's paid into her campaign.
Right.
She's paid into a lot of elected officials' campaign, and that's why people are turning their head. And that is the problem with politics.
Right.
It's more crooked than the mafia. It might as well be the stuff
The
that
way
they're
people
doing.
pay their way.
Exactly. And then we look at the White House. We have a felon in the White House.
Crazy.
And so, but everybody's supposed to obey the law. What law? It's okay. So I'll stop there. But
No, it needs to be talked
I have to get
about.
on my soapbox because God has blessed me to have this platform, and I'm telling you, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of the foolishness that is going on in our city. People don't want to talk about it. People, you know, go ahead. Go ahead, Wes. I don't know what's wrong with this
I agree
morning.
with you. You know, there's a lot going on in our city that just seems shady. You know, it's just like, for me at least, like, laws are just words on a piece of paper that can always be changed, because right now we have a whole bunch of them that aren't helping the people, but yet they're still in place and you want me to follow them. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know, I would think that change should occur faster, especially in a place like Boston that seems so progressive, right? But then it's just like, I don't really know what that means anymore, you know? Honestly, if people wanted to help us, they can. They have the power and they have the money, you know? You know, there's some people out here with a lot of money, millions and billions, and they act as if like that's not a lot of money to be able to change communities already without even holding power. Some people hold power with millions and billions, and they have the power to change the law. And if the law isn't approved by the rest of the counselors or the state representatives or anybody that they're going against, some of our politicians have millions and billions in their account. They have enough money to actually build. Just say, forget this. I'm just going to put up this school in Mattapan. Forget this. I'm going to build this community center here. You have the money in your account to do so, but yet some of these people are not taking the initiative to do that, you know? So it's just like, I don't know what it is.
You made me think of something else. The CDCs, Community Development Corporations. There are a lot of CDCs in this city. I think someone told me maybe 65. I don't know. But you have these CDCs building all this stuff in our community. You have them. They are responsible. When they were created supposedly to help the community. But a lot of them have now become developers in their own right. A lot of them don't hire minority contractors. And so my thing is, we have a lot of youth out here that are homeless. We have returning citizens, and we have veterans that need housing. Why can't the CDCs come together, everybody put in this big pot, and allow minority developers, to build something like youth housing, veterans housing, returning citizen housing. These people are vulnerable, correct? So why couldn't it be a job for people?
Right.
You have a 7 to 3 shift, a 3 to 11, and 11 to 7. So you have someone in there that is like almost like a hospital setting, like that. You have someone in there that something's going on. You have someone that you can talk to, and it's being managed. You can have folks helping you as you're working, save and manage your money. You can help you with getting jobs, learning different types of skills. These are things that can be happening in our community. But yet they rather raise the budget of the school department and half of the kids in Boston Public School don't even go to school.
Right.
Okay.
It's like, where's the money going to?
Exactly. And so they come up with, they can find $100 million for White Stadium. You didn't have to use $100 million. You and partner with someone else for another $100 million. You could have used that $100 million to build it yourself. Right. You didn't have to bring in no other folks. So I'm just like, I'm on my soapbox today. Well, I'm excited too, because next week is our graduation, our 5th graduation with the Marcus Anthony Hall Educational Institute. And my keynote speaker is Senator Liz Miranda. One of my guest speakers is Minister Randy Muhammad from Torchlight Recovery in the Nation of Islam. And my third guest speaker is Shagun Adawuf, the Chief of Economic and Inclusion. And so I am excited. Because this is the 5th one, 5 years.
That's amazing.
That's a milestone.
Ooh, that is.
But God. I have to give it all to him. But it's going to be very nice. It's a free event. It's going to be at Roxbury Community College. in the 3rd building, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. So, Wes,
I'm excited. I mean, there's food, right?
You know that's gonna bring the people.
you know good and well. Have you ever been at an event I didn't have food?
There's always food with Miss P.
That's right. I'm very excited because we're
It-
getting ready. Marcus Anthony Hall is getting ready to do some good things. Big
It's about to
things.
be for the culture.
Yes.
Music, arts, history. We got a lot of Boston leaders coming out. It's gonna be a great event. Definitely. I hope all you guys can show out because it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna post about it later, but man, you guys just gotta be there. It's definitely something you don't want to miss. A true experience.
We're gonna have teen empowerment, gang votes with Miss Carrie Mays. We're gonna have people from Madison Park Development Corp. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Whatever he has for us, it's gonna be nice.
Okay.
I sing on the praise team in the choir too.
Yes.
We gotta get Miss P in the studio. Like, you
Okay,
guys gotta
actually,
do a song or
though.
I'm
something,
in the
like-
studio.
Right, you in the studio, yeah.
Right.
I'm in the studio.
Wait, we in the studio right now.
Well, recording though,
Yeah.
recording.
But yeah. So have you recorded anything?
Yes, I have.
So what's your stage name?
So
and all that
my
good stuff?
stage name is AR-15 The Jewel.
Okay.
It's kind of a spin on my whole name. So, but it's AR-15 The JWL. That's how it's spelled, stylized.
Okay.
And I have music on all like the major streaming platforms and on YouTube. Got to build up my YouTube page, but my music is everywhere.
Okay.
I'm about to drop some new music actually, probably within the next month. So
Okay.
we can watch
okay.
out for that.
All right. We got these artists up in here, Jackson, Nayara. I mean, oh my goodness, it's just so exciting to see all this happening with our young folks.
Didn't you
Yeah.
say you just performed somewhere at the Jungle?
Yes, I did. I just performed at the Jungle. Ooh, and I actually should plug this show, although it's not in Boston though. But Wes is talking about a show that I had at the Jungle last month in March. That's at Somerville. The Jungle is super like a great
It's like a music
place.
staple, right?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely
out here in Boston,
is.
It's like a little staple for like artists and like the music
Yes.
scene out here.
A lot of artists, come out, and it's a great time to like get opportunities, kind of to just connect with people. Greatness, and Hot Rod are there. They're the main kind of host for that night. Super cool people. This week though, I also actually have a show, like I said, in Woonsocket at Coco's Bar. That'll be great. It's a good mix of kind of local indie rap artists, R&B singers, spoken word artists, a couple that I know and really like their work. So come out to that. Anyone who's in Rhode Island, be aware of that, but just be aware of all the kind of the local music that is happening. We have to really support our artists and community, especially during times where there's a lot of political turmoil. The art
That's
really
right.
tells the story. So
Yes, it does.
we got to pour
got
into the
call?
arts right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's helping and keeping us. I think
Yeah.
the arts and the music, and
What
it's-
was the music spots when you was growing up where you was like, oh, I'm about to go listen to this rapper from Dorchester or this singer from like Roxbury? Like, where would you go listen to them back in like?
Okay, wait a minute. I'll tell you. No. Oh, okay. So we hung out. I hung out. I was underage too, but we had the patio. We had Elite. We had the Sugar Shack. Everybody knew about the Sugar Shack. That's when the stars like Eddie Kendricks and the Funkadelics, and that's when all them song those artists from Motown sound came down to Boston. And that place, I was not old enough to be in there, but I was tall enough. So
See, that height always works.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Tall women unite.
Yes. And and so I mean there were places, Louis Lounge, Shanties. I mean, we just hung out and we just had a good time. I love the late 60s, 70s era. I love the Motown sound. And, you know, I was young, but I was like, the Temptations. I mean, like all them songs and stuff just touched me, touched my life, you know. One particular song that's going in my head now is Runaway Child, Running Wild, you know, you better go back home, you know. And so those are some of the things that I lived in my life, and that's why I wrote my book, because of the things that I've been through in my life, you know. And so my book, I look back and wonder how I got over, and it's truly been a blessing. It's been out 15 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
My book has been out 15 years, and I think it's time for me to write another one. And so when I finished this book, when I wrote this book here, and I said I was going to have, my second book was going to be called The Real City Hall. And it's time to write it now, for real. Because I worked in City Hall for over 20 years. I ran their payroll. And so, yeah. The stuff that went on and down in there, in the Menino years. But I just, you know, I'm happy to be here right now. I'm in a good space. I'm thankful for God for what He has done in my life and how He has changed me, and it's a blessing. You know, this Sister Renee, who's my engineer this morning, she is one of our prayer warriors. We pray every morning at 6 a.m.
Oh, yes, we love the prayer warriors.
Yes, and we thank God. We thank God. We give Him praise. You know. We have our issues, we have our problems, but we'll give them all to God every morning, 6 a.m. So, yep, I'm just, you know, thankful for everything. And I'm telling you, 5 years, you know, dealing with them little munchkins, I tell you, but I love them all. I do. These kids that I have been working with for the last 5 years, well, actually last 10 years. 5 of because I started working with Madison Park in 2015, and that's when I started at this radio station, and I was pleased with what we were doing with the children, but we didn't have a Marcus Anthony wasn't even in my preview. It was after Marcus Anthony was shot and killed that I was like, oh no, we can't keep doing this. He was part of my old organization, BG, the Black Economic Justice Institute, and we for 10 years we protested, we helped change laws, we fought with not physical fight, but we every time you turn around we were protesting somewhere, and so but we did get some things done. You know, we did get some things changed, and so. But we need more change. You know, we really do. It's time. It's really time to change the narrative of our stories. It's time for us as Black people. I don't care what country you come from, as Black people to unite in whatever way we can. Because I'm telling you, the last poet said it best. The revolution will not be televised. It will be brought to you live and in color. And everything that's going on now with all this social media, with all these crazy people up in wherever they at. But it's ridiculous, you know. And so you can see that we're headed for a fall. There's no way we're going to continue this type of thing, because things move too quick. Time goes by too fast now. And the older you get, the quicker it goes. I mean, we're in May.
And there's a lot has happened even politically, with funds being cut with places. It's like it's time for more mutual aid and really sharing our resources. That's together. What we do too, especially as Black people, bartering and sharing resources. Yes.
Just like the Black Boston COVID Coalition. I was a founder member of the Black Boston COVID Coalition.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, we had to bring the mayor, the governor, our elected officials, like, listen, why is there no testing in Roxbury?
Right.
You know, why we got to go to Gillette Stadium and Fenway Park to get vaccination? And then so they brought it to Reggie Lewis. That's the only way it got there.
Right.
It was by the Black Boston COVID Coalition. Diane Wilkerson, Atia Martin, Cheryl Crawford, Louis Elisa, Makia Baker Gomez, God rest her soul, and me. And we started that coalition. And we We for 2 years consistently, every Saturday, we was on the phone. We was on the Zoom.
That's how
You
change
know?
happens.
That's right. I'm telling you, and we gotta do some more change too. That was, that I guess that was like a preview. but definitely, founder member of BECMA.
Yeah, I agree with that. We need more of those testing and like medical. We need more like medical treatments, as well as like procedures to be like available within the Black community as well. Like some people shouldn't have to be going all the way down to Fenway to get glasses, or going down to Fenway to get STD or HIV testing, or to get whatever. It's good. It's good that you guys got a location in Roxbury, and you guys got walk-ins, right?
Yeah.
Like things like that need to be available in Dorchester, Mattapan as well. People shouldn't have to be coming all the way across the world just to catch a walk-in, Because like some people are just like, oh shoot, man, I need something today. You gonna tell them they gotta wait till next week, and now what? Now they can't have no kids now because something happened within that week,
Exactly.
So it's just like
we have to change the way we do things.
We gotta move quick.
We have to go back to the old way. Go back to bartering and pooling our resources and doing what the things called coups or whatever.
Yeah, we need to stay
a
on
credit
the ground.
union. We need a credit. Yeah, what did I say?
A black credit union. We need a black bank. We need all that.
More black
and we
banks.
can do it. I mean, so Sister Patricia from
Group Economics.
She said, regarding the mayor running, all the candidates, your thought for our community. Don't ask me that question. I don't want to talk about the mayor's run right now. I just want to wait and see what happens, who gets signatures, and then I will talk. But right now, it's up for everybody, April 30th, though, is the day that they pull papers. So whatever candidate you going for, you need to help them pull them papers, because they all need 3,000. They need, the mayor race need 3,000 signatures.
By April 30th?
By May 20th.
Oh, May
so
20th.
It starts April 30th.
Okay.
April 30th.
It starts April
Goes to May
30th
20th.
and it goes to May 20th. And if you want to run for a city council at large, that's 1,500 signatures. And you always need to get at least 1,000 more than, like, if you need 3,000, they need to have 4,000, because they're gonna be people that are gonna sign multiple papers, and that's just just what they do. And whoever gets their paper there first, their signature gets counted.
So
city
if I signed for both of you guys and you went there first, I'm only with you. I'm not with both
of you.
Mm.
That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and city council at large is 1,500. So you got to try to get 2,000, at least 2,500. And from what I understand, the district, they're 200. Like to go for District 7, I think they need 200. Most of them are 200. And so all the district, there's 9 district races. And all of them, you need at least to get 200, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less to get on the ballot. So that's easy. That, that's that anybody can get 200 signatures. But it's so this is probably be a time where we see if ranked choice voting can work. Hello?
I just want to wait.
Hello? Do we have a caller? Good morning, caller. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Hey, Jeannie?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. How are you? This Jeannie.
How are you? Who am I speaking with?
This is Priscilla. Can you turn your thing down a little bit?
Okay, hold on. 3,000.
Hello? Jeannie? No, she hung up. Oh, we lost her. We don't have. Maybe she'll call back. How many?
Jeannie, come back.
How many? 3? Jeannie, you better redial. I'm telling you, time goes by so fast.
I know.
We got to get that 7 to 9 slot. That's what we're doing. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a 7 to 9 a.m. shot.
That'd be cool.
Spot. Monday through Friday. Just like it used to be with Touch 1.106.19. Yes, every morning. Because we need to be talking about the stuff that's going on. Because we can't afford to just sit idle by and just let this stuff continue to happen. And I want to give a shout out and a kudos. And this is one woman that I do want to meet. and that is State Rep Jasmine Crockett. I'm gonna try to call her and get her on my
Yeah,
show.
man.
For real, for
You
real.
should.
Bad sister,
Anybody
man.
know
She a
her?
bad
I mean,
sister.
boy, I'll tell you, she,
Oh,
she,
man.
she is something else. Yep. I'm telling you. So give out your information if they want to reach you, if they want to call you.
Yes.
And your 2 events again, because we can make it kicked out.
So again, my name is Amaria Ritchie. I was so glad to be here with Wes and Priscilla today and to just be here sharing with all of you. Again, I work at the Multicultural AIDS Coalition. We are located at 9 Palmer Street, offering free HIV and STI testing and other different supplies and kind of support in that area every day, Monday through Saturday. We're open 10 to 5. Wednesdays 12 to 7 and Saturdays 11 to 4. Again, we're having 2 events coming up. One next Thursday, May 1st. 4 to 7, we're having an open house. You can come and learn all about our services. Then May 24th, Saturday,